أولى ثانوي، فرصة جديدة وحلم جديد وهنعديها بالتأكيد، وهنعديها بالتأكيد. أولى ثانوي.
Dear secondary stage students, year 1, welcome to our English program and welcome to our channel Madrasetna 3 under the supervision of the Ministry of Education. أعزائي طلبة وطلبات الصف الأول الثانوي، أهلا ومرحبا بكم حلقة جديدة وبرنامج اللغة الإنجليزية تحت إشراف وزارة التربية والتعليم. Today we are going to finish Unit 6. This is part 4 of Unit 6. We are going to revise Treasure Island, Chapter 6, and we are going to do revision on the whole unit. We are going to remember the vocab and the grammar of Unit 6. So this is the end of our syllabus, and we are going to meet in the revision. Let's start together. Our objectives for today, by the end of this lesson, you will be able to skim Chapter 6 for the general idea, the main idea of Chapter 6, Treasure Island. We're going to identify the new vocab in the chapter, and we are going to revise Unit 6 in general. Let's remember what happened in Chapter 6 in our story. You know that Dr. Livesey has decided to take a boat to the shore and to find a fort. What is a fort? A fort, this is a strong place where people can protect themselves. So he wants to find a fort that is well defended. Well defended means well protected. And it had water. His plan was to move the fort with their guns and supplies. He wants to move their guns and supplies, their food and the drinks to this fort. There was a gunshot and they thought that Jim was dead. They thought that Jim, our hero, was dead. The pirates on the Hispaniola wanted to fire the cannon at them. Some pirates were chasing them in the boat. So there was a fight. There was a fight between the two groups, the group of the pirate and the group of the crew of the Hispaniola, the captain and Dr. Livesey and so on. Some pirates were chasing them in a boat, and Jim reached the fort. It was surprised that he was safe and alive. So at the end of this chapter, we find out that Jim was safe. Jim didn't die. He was not dead. So in this chapter, in brief, we know that there was a fight between the two groups, the group of the pirates and the group of the ship crew, Captain Smollett, Dr. Livesey, and so on. So this fight, Dr. Livesey wanted to hide inside a fort and wanted to take the guns and the supplies inside the fort. And they heard some gunshots and they thought that Jim was dead. But at the end of the chapter, we find out that he is alive. Now let's remember the vocab which appeared in this chapter. We have the word cannon. As you see in the picture, a cannon is a large gun with wheels. It's a large gun with wheels, this weapon which you can see in the picture. What about supplies? Supplies means food and drinks, food and water that you need to take with you for a period of time. So if you are traveling, you take supplies of food. You take supplies, you take a lot of food with you and a lot of water. These are supplies. What about the verb contact? The verb contact is familiar to you. You have used it before. To contact means to communicate with someone. As you see in the picture, this woman is talking to someone on the phone, so she contacts someone. She is talking to someone, she is contacting him, she is in touch with someone or in contact with someone. What about the word defend? The word defend means to protect. So they wanted to defend themselves against the enemy, means they wanted to protect themselves against the enemy. So the word defend means to protect someone or something from being attacked. What about the word fort? The word fort, as you see here in the picture, it means a well-defended building, like a castle, like a citadel. It's a well-defended building, a place where people can protect themselves against the enemy. What about the word sink? As you see here in the picture, sink means to go down below the surface of water. So we can say that the ship sank. The ship sank. The verb sink, the past sank, and the past participle sunk. We have the word pick up. Look at this picture. The boy is picking up the rubbish from the street. He is picking up the rubbish. We can pick up flowers. So to pick up means to take hold or lift something, or to take hold of something. We have the word diary. What does it mean, diary? As you see in the picture, diary means a book in which one keeps a daily record of events and experiences. So a diary is a notebook that you keep and write down your notes on it. You write the important dates, the important activities, the important tasks which you wanted to do. This is a diary. It's a notebook in which you write something important to you. Now let's do this exercise on the vocab which appeared in Unit 6, Chapter 6. Here we have question number 1. To is to protect someone or something from being attacked. We want a verb which is the synonym or the similar meaning of protect. What is the same meaning of protect? Yes, it's defend. We said that defend means protect. So to defend is to protect someone. Number 2 is a book in which you write things. We said that we keep a notebook to write things in it. This is called what? Yes, this is called a diary. And remember, there is diary and dairy. Don't be confused between them. Diary. Diary is a notebook. Number 3, people who suffer from starvation usually need of food. People who suffer from starvation. What's starvation? Starvation means shortage of food. There is no food. People who suffer from hunger. There is no food for them. This is starvation. In Arabic, اللي هي المجاعة. When there is no food, when there is starvation, people who suffer from starvation usually need supplementary supplies or support of food. Of course, it's supplies of food. We said that supplies of food means quantities of food, means the food and the drink you need. So they need supplies of food. Question number 4, I usually my friends by using my mobile phone. I want to say that I communicate with my friends. So I contact my friends. I usually contact. Here we have the verb connect, the verb communicate, and the verb contact. Can we use connect? No, we cannot use connect. Connect means to link something with something. So we can say I connect my mobile to the internet, to connect a device to another, to connect something to something. What about communicate? We can say communicate with friends. So communicate needs the preposition with, to communicate with. But contact, we can say I contact my friends. Okay, so it's contact. Question number 5. A is a heavy weapon with wheels. Do you remember the picture of the cannon? The cannon is a heavy or a big gun with wheels. This is a cannon. So all these are kinds of weapons. Pistol, gun, rifle, and the cannon. All these are kinds of weapons. But which one of them has wheels? The one which has wheels is the cannon. So the cannon is a heavy weapon, it's very big, and it has wheels. Question number 6, to is to shoot bullets. To shoot bullets. We can say to fire a gun. They hear the gunshots in our story in chapter 6, we heard gunshots, or we heard someone fired his gun. So to fire the gun means to shoot the gun. To fire the gun means to shoot the gun. Question number 7. The strong protected us from the enemy's attacks. The strong what protected us from the enemy's attack? The strong fort. What is a fort? Do you remember the fort? The fort is a strong building. So when there is a war between two countries or between two groups, one group of them want to protect himself, want to protect themselves, so they protect themselves inside a fort. Fort is like a castle, like a citadel, اللي هو حصن, مكان to protect yourself. So the strong fort protected us from the enemy's attack. Question number 8. We need a lot of for our long journey. Of course, if you are going for a long journey, you need a lot of food, a lot of water, so you need supplies of food and supplies of water. Now we are going to do revision on Unit 6. We are going to revise the vocab and the grammar. Let's start together. I look forward for the national team. Do you remember the expression look forward? It's look forward to. We use look forward to. But is it to plus infinitive? We say look forward to play or look forward to playing. Do you remember this expression? We said that there are some expressions end with to, but they take infinitive, like look forward to. Look forward to is followed by to, but it takes gerund. It doesn't take infinitive. So we say look forward to playing. Do you remember there are some other words which are followed by to plus gerund, like take to. We say take to, I take to living in Alexandria. Or lead to, we can say smoking lead to having a lot of disease. And is used to, we can say I get used to or I am used to eating Chinese food. So there are expressions followed by to and gerund, like look forward to. Don't forget, it's not look forward to play, it's look forward to playing. Question number 2, please stop. Noise, I can't concentrate on my study. Please stop. Do you remember the verb stop? We said that the verb stop can be followed by gerund or to plus infinitive. If it is followed by to, you stop for a reason. But if it is followed by gerund, it means to end something. So here I want you to end the noise, to stop making noise. So please stop making noise. Question number 3, remember nada tomorrow. Okay, I won't forget. Here we want you to remember something and then do it. So when remember is followed by to, it means that you will remember first and then you will do something. So here I want you to remember, then tell nada. So remember to phone nada tomorrow. Okay, I want to forget. So again, remember that the word remember is followed by to when you remember and then you do something. But if something happened in the past and you remember it, you will say, I remember going to the zoo when I was young. Question number 4, children can't come to the festival alone. They should come with, of course, the children cannot come alone. They should come with someone who is older than them. So they should come with babies, grown-ups, toddlers, or kids. Of course, we have 3 words which are, it means children, but in different stages of their age. Babies are very small children, little children are called babies. Kids, when they are older, they are 8 or 10 or whatever, kids. What about toddlers? Toddlers again are older than babies. They are children who are 2 years, 3 years, they start to walk and talk. So all these are children. But the word grown-ups means adult, means someone who is old. So children cannot come, they should come with grown-ups, with adults, with people who are older. Question number 5, the word brown with the word clown. Here we have between the word clown and the brown, there is what? There is rhyme or rhythm. Do you remember the difference between rhyme and rhythm? Yes, rhythm means rhythm means music. The word rhythm means music. But the word rhyme, it means that the same sound we pronounce or we say the words with the same sounds, brown and clown. So here there is rhyme. So the word brown rhymes with the word clown. Like we say, the gardener doesn't love to talk. He makes me keep the gravel walk. So talk and walk, there is a rhyme between the word talk and walk. So when the words end with the same sound, there is rhyme. Question number 6. If I were you, I would avoid. Of course, if I were you, I would. This is a form of giving advice. If I were you, I would avoid. The verb avoid is followed by infinitive or gerund. Yes, very good. It's followed by gerund. So we avoid hanging out with these silly boys. Hanging out means going out. So we avoid, we don't want to do that. We avoid going out with them or hanging out with them. Question number 7, for homework, we have to write the first of the poem. When we talk about part of the poem, it's called poet, verse, poetry, or chapter. Of course, the word verse, if you remember, we took the word verse and we said that it has meanings. It can mean poetry in general, so we can say the play is written in verse, so it means poetry. And it can be a part of the poem, so we can say the first verse of the poem is a part of the poem. And it can be the verses of the Holy Quran, so I can say I read some verses of Quran before I start my work. Question number 8, is the repeated sound in music or poem? As I told you before, the sound, the repeated sound or the repeated music, it's called the rhythm. The repeated sound or the repeated music through the poem. So when we say the gardener doesn't love to talk, you feel that there is music in the line. This is called rhythm. Question number 9, farmers use to feed animals. What do farmers use to feed animals as a food for animals? What is it? Hay, meat, milk, manure. Of course, the word meat, we take meat from the animals. We don't feed them meat. And the milk, again, we get milk from the cow or whatever. And the manure is like a fertilizer, اللي هو سماد, نوع من السماد الطبيعي. لكن the word hay is the dry grass which they use as a food for animal. So we can say farmers use hay to feed animals. Now we are going to study more about the vocab which appeared in chapter 6 and in unit 6 in general, but we are going to do that by another difficult way on the mirror board. Let's go together. As we have seen, we have discussed how to use gerund and infinitive, and I'm going to show you some verbs which cause some confusion. Like the word allow. The word allow is followed by to plus infinitive. So we can say, he allowed me to go out. So here the verb allow is followed by object, then to plus infinitive. But if we use the verb let, it gives the same meaning, but it's followed by infinitive without to. So we say, he let me go. So verb let is followed again by object, and then we use infinitive without to. So he allowed me to go, but he let me go. Again, we have the verb suggest and the verb recommend. As we have studied, these verbs are followed by gerund, verb plus ing. So we can say he suggests going to the club. He suggests going. But if the verb suggest is followed by subject, it will be followed by infinitive. So I will say he suggests that she go to the club. So here suggest is followed by subject, so we use verb infinitive. We don't use the verb ing. So here we say he suggests going, but he suggested that she go. Again, we have the word help. The verb help can be followed by infinitive or to plus infinitive. So we can say help me do the homework or help me to do the homework. Help me do or to do the homework. So both are correct. Help me do or help me to do. Both are correct. We can say help me do the homework or help me to do the homework. Again, the verb see and the verb hear can be followed by verb plus ing or infinitive. So we can say I see him go or I see him going. I heard him sing or I heard him singing. So be careful about these verbs which cause confusion. As you have seen, we covered today chapter 6 in Treasure Island. You have to read it carefully in order to know the important vocab in it. And because it's very interesting, you will enjoy it very much. We have revised the grammar, gerund and infinitive. We have revised the vocab which appeared in Unit 6 in general. It's learning from literature, a word like poetry, like poem, like poet, or verse, or rhyme and rhythm, the difference between these words. Try to remember these words and study them by heart. And this is the end of our syllabus. We're going to meet again in the revision time, inshallah. Till we meet again, wish you best of luck. Goodbye.
أولى ثانوي، فرصة جديدة وحلم جديد وهنعديها بالتأكيد. وهنعديها بالتأكيد.